Bonjour, this is Fabulously Delicious, the French food podcast. This is the podcast that's all about the cuisine that is said to have founded modern cooking. French ingredients and dishes have been the starting block for many of the world's best chefs and cooks. And on Fabulously Delicious, you'll learn all about those dishes and ingredients, as well as get to know more about fabulous French foodies. I'm your host, Andrew Pryor. Enchanté.
Enchanté.
My life changed when I competed on MasterChef Australia. And now I'm living my best life right here in the French countryside. Cooking, eating, meeting wonderful locals, food producers, chefs, home cooks, drinking amazing wines, eating some of the over, would you believe there's more than 1,500 French cheeses? Trying to eat them all for you. And I'm also trying to share these fabulous experiences with you, my fabulously delicious audience. I hope you're enjoying them. Today, we're diving into the sweet, boozy world of a classic French dessert. It looks like a simple sponge cake, but it's soaked in rich history. And of course, a healthy dose of rum. From its origins in the royal courts of France to its place in modern patisseries, and even its Italian twist, it has a story as delicious as it is decadent. So sit back, turn the volume up, grab a glass or a slice of something strong, and join us as we explore the spirited tale behind this French favourite, and enjoy today's episode of Fabulously Delicious, the Baba or Rhum. Today we're exploring the decadent Baba or Rhum, also known as the Rum Baba, or if you're in certain parts of the world, simply Baba Rum. So what exactly is a Baba or Rhum? Picture a small and fluffy yeast cake that's been soaked in syrup, a rum syrup of course. This infusion of rum gives it that distinct boozy kick. But that's not all. Traditionally, this cake is topped or filled with whipped cream or a pastry cream, transforming it into a truly indulgent dessert. While Baba or Rums are mostly served as individual cupcake-sized portions, you'll sometimes find them made from bundt pans, which creates a larger cake perfect for sharing. But either way, the star ingredient remains the same: rum. The authentic choice here is actually rum agricole from Martinique, France's only AOP, appellation d'origine protégé, rum, known for its unique character and flavour. Thanks to this rum, the Baba or Rhum has even found its way to Martinique's culinary scene, and the rum from Martinique has found its way into many a French kitchen. Interestingly, Baba or Rhum shares roots with the babka, a traditional Eastern European bread that's often served during Easter. Babka is known for its slightly denser texture, typically swirled with sweet fillings. But it didn't originally contain rum. The connection between babka and baba isn't just in the recipe, it's also in the name. Baba is the term meaning old woman or grandmother in many Slovak languages, while the word has come to signify a delicious cake soaked in rum here in France. It evokes nostalgia and warmth, especially for those with roots in Central and Eastern Europe. The Baba or Rhum we know today was actually an accident of sorts, credited to an exiled Polish king with an insatiable sweet tooth. In the 1700s, King Stanislaus I of Poland was living in France and found himself with somewhat of a dry Gurkenhof, a yeasted cake from the Alsace-Lorraine region that was similar to a babka. Supposedly, the cake had dried out over time, and instead of discarding it, the king had a clever idea. He instructed his pastry chef, Nicholas Stohrer, to moisten the cake with alcohol. Stohrer rose to the occasion and did just that, using wine, saffron, and then he added a bit of creme pâtissière to the top to rejuvenate the dry cake. And voila, the first Baba was born. Some stories add a twist to this, claiming that the aging king was having difficulty chewing due to dental issues and needed to have a softer cake. If that's true, it would certainly explain his motivation to soak the bread like cake in alcohol to create a dessert that was not only easy to eat, but also probably far more tastier. If you adore French food and want a deeper glimpse into my life as your host, Andrew Pryor, here in France, And then you won't want to miss my Substack newsletter. As a subscriber, you'll gain exclusive access to delicious recipes, insightful reviews, and fascinating information about regional life here in France. And of course, my beloved second home, Paris. Whether you choose to join as a free or a paid member, you'll also enjoy special offers only available to my newsletter community. Ready to savor all this goodness? Then sign up now via the link in the show notes for this episode or visit andrewpryorfabulously.com. Let's embark on this delicious journey together. Dreaming of the perfect Parisian food experience? Well, my book, Paris, A Fabulous Food Guide to the World's Most Delicious City, is exactly what you need to explore the culinary gems of Paris, from cozy cafes, decadent patisseries, boulangeries, bustling markets, hidden wine bars. This guide has all the must-visit spots to make your Paris journey an unforgettable trip. You can grab a copy at andrewpryorfabulously.com, and you can even get a side and gift package version there. Or if you prefer, you can just jump on Amazon and get a copy, and there's a Kindle version for instant access. Bon appetit and happy reading and exploring Paris with my book, Paris, A Fabulous Food Guide to the World's Most Delicious City. Stohre's success with the baba or rum didn't go unnoticed. When Stanislas' daughter Marie married Louis XV in France in 1725, Stohrer followed her to Versailles as her personal pastry chef. I want a personal pastry chef. Just 5 years later, in 1730, he opened Stohrer Pâtisserie on Rue Montorgueil in Paris in the second arrondissement. Today, it's the oldest pastry shop in Paris, apparently, and you can still buy a delicious baba or rum there, amongst other delectable treats. Of course, Stohre's baba or rum recipe evolved over time, and one of Stohre's successors refined the dessert even further by adding an aromatized sugar syrup that had rum instead of wine in it. Letting the baba dry out just a little bit before soaking it also helped it to absorb even more of this delicious liquid. The result? A dessert that we know today with the perfect balance of rum and sweetness and just a hint of warmth from the alcohol. What's fascinating is that the baba or rum also found a second home in Italy. It's particularly popular in Naples, where it's become a specialty and goes by the name of baba. There, it's often made without whipped cream or a pastry cream, and it's also sometimes served with citrus zest. Italian bakers have even developed a mini version called the babanini, which you can eat in just 1 or 2 bites. In 1844, the Julian brothers in Paris introduced a twist to the baba or rum, creating a ring-shaped cake that they called the savarin. This version also uses a yeast dough, but instead of the traditional shape, it's made in a circular ring mold. Like the baba or rum, the savarin is soaked in a syrup, although often it's a combination of rum and other flavoured liqueurs. And just as with the baba, you'll find the savarin garnished with a dollop of whipped cream or fresh fruit, adding a refreshing contrast to the rich boozy interior. If you're lucky enough to find a baba or a rum at a patisserie, here's a tip. Look for the one that's slightly sticky on the outside. The cake should hold together but be light enough to absorb the rum without turning mushy. It's a balance of textures and flavours, with the warmth of the rum, the sweetness of the cake, and the slight tang of the whipped cream or pastry cream. Some adventurous French bakers have even started experimenting with other flavours, infusing syrups with ingredients like vanilla bean, orange zest, and even exotic spices. But for purists, it's all about classic rum and sugar syrup. If you're inspired to make your own baba or rum, I'll be sharing a recipe on my Substack newsletter for premium subscribers. With just €5 a month, you can help support Fabulously Delicious, the French food podcast, and receive exclusive recipes, restaurant reviews, travel guides, and so much more. Check out andrewpryorfabulously.com for more details, or you can click the link in the show notes for this episode. Chef Alain Darose said about the baba or rum, baba or rum is more than just a dessert. It's a symbol of an enduring culinary heritage, and a testament to the timeless appeal of French pastry. Planning a trip to France? Why not escape usual tourist spots and explore the stunning French countryside? I invite you to join me for a truly culinary experience in my Vienne residency cooking experiences. Stay in our beautiful townhouse just located down the road in the heart of Montmorillon, a charming town where you can wander through the local market on Wednesdays and discover quaint galleries, enjoy delightful restaurants and bars, and together we'll explore neighbouring towns, visit historic sites, and take day trips. And of course, the highlight, an immersive all-day French cooking class with me right here in my own kitchen. Each residency includes accommodation, a welcome apéro, and a fantastic opportunity to experience French hospitality the Andrew Pryor Fabulously way. Residencies run from May to October, so come and enjoy the magic of French cuisine and culture with me. For more details, visit andrewpryorfabulously.com. I can't wait to welcome you all. Fabulously Delicious is part of the Evergreen Podcast Network that features some truly fabulous shows like the French History Podcast with Dr. Gary Giroux and Le Secret with David Montgomery. If you love diving into rich stories and exploring fascinating topics, then you won't want to miss these amazing podcasts. Check them out and more episodes of Fabulously Delicious at evergreenpodcast.com. Join us on an incredible journey of discovery together. That's it for another episode of Fabulously Delicious. Have you heard of the baba or rum before? Have you had one? It was delicious. Well, what's the most fabulous thing that you learnt from today's episode? Let me know by contacting me via Instagram at Andrew Pryor Fabulously, or you can email me on contact@andrewpryorfabulously.com. I love to chat with you all. We could just have a chat about French cakes and desserts if you want. What could be better than that? I love talking to people about food, and especially French food. Thank you for listening, and remember, you know what my motto is. Whatever you do, do it fabulously. Merci beaucoup, and bon app.